Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We are diving into some pink zebra today. I have this lip gloss. I don't know if you guys can hear it. This has nothing to do with the video, by the way, but it's annoying me. And I feel like everybody should know this. It's the CoverGirl Yummy Gloss, which I love. I love the way it looks, but
what are you doing?
if you can't hear that, like it makes a noise every time. It's so annoying, but I still like the way it looks, so I keep using it. It's a vicious cycle. Anyway, we're talking about pink zebra today, not lip gloss. We're diving into a training about how to find new customers, so it's sure to pack a cringy punch. I'm just spitting lip gloss everywhere. We're gonna get right the fuck into it, but first we need this disclaimer. All right, so if you're not familiar with pink zebra, they are similar to Scentsy. They're kind of, in my eyes, a knockoff of Scentsy. Instead of wax melts, they call them sprinkles, and they're like, I'll show pictures of what they have, but they're like little sprinkles. They look like little sprinkle wax melts that you pour into the dish of the warmer, and it smells your house or your office or whatever you're smelling up. So that's what we're talking about here. They are an MLM, multi-level marketing company, network marketing company. Some would even refer to them as a pyramid scheme, myself included, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, I am caffeinated and we are diving in to this training. Let's fucking go.
Hey team, it's Melina. Oh, and it's Ava too. She's breaking me her bone. You want to come up on the blanket, Ava? Come on. Come on, baby. No? So hey, live from the couch. This is some training. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm not feeling all that great right now. I stopped the really good pain medication last night, and I think maybe I'm having withdrawals, but I'm feeling very crampy at the moment. So
sounds like another job for
The doctor.
Not these people.
I'm gonna try and do this, as quick as possible.
That's that time freedom that we always hear so much about in the MLM world. And this is a great example of having to work in your business when you are not feeling well or you are injured, or maybe I don't know her medical situation. Maybe she just had surgery or whatever it is. You should be able to not have to get on a fucking training while you're recovering from whatever you're recovering from.
Obviously, I don't want to dilly-dally anyways and waste anyone's time. I want this to be a good use of y'all's time. So thanks for hopping on. Say hey if you're here live, or type replay in the comments so that I know that you stopped by. If you have not yet watched the live that they did in Consultant Corner at noon.
Well, hello there, puppy.
Ava, here's something. If you haven't watched the live in Consultant Corner at noon Eastern, I recommend that you check that out. Well, we should have the newsletter coming to our email soon if it hasn't already. Yeah, I haven't seen it come through yet. No, but we get it. We'll get an email with the replay to that live and with all the information that they shared in the live. So part of it I'm going to talk about now because it's really exciting. Hello. I'm going to pull this up on my phone because I don't see y'all's names. I don't see who's watching. Okay. Kim and Brittany are here. Okay. So, every month, if you don't know this, now you know, every month Pink Zebra has a different company focus, and, they're all very like strategic. It's to help you grow your business. The one for April is also philanthropic, which gets me really excited. Our company focus for April is to donate $30,000 to Autism Speaks and Autism Canada. And the way that we're going to achieve that is by adding new customers. So for every new customer that shops with you in April, 5% of the sales from that order is going to go towards the company goal. And like I said, our goal is $30,000. So I actually heard about this Tuesday night. They've started recently a leader, they call it the leader lowdown. So they're letting all the managers and above know what the company focus is a couple days before the month starts so that we can be thinking about how we want to train our teams, how we want to share the information. Do we want to have a team goal? And I'm thinking, yes, we absolutely need to have a team goal. I'm going to want y'all's feedback for that. So in terms of the goal, I'm not necessarily thinking about how many new customers we're all going to add. I was thinking like, how much of that 30,000 is this team going to be responsible for contributing? So is it 500? Is it 1,000? Is it more? Let's think about what a good team goal is. And if we could, let's see, today's the 31st. If we could, if I could have everyone's input by Sunday night, then on Monday, I'll do a special post and I'll pin it to the top of the group and I'll let y'all know what our goal is going to be. And then I don't know exactly how I'm going to track our goal. You guys might have to just tell me what your totals are at the end of the month, and then we'll see, how we did compare to our goal.
That seems not helpful at all. Like, anybody can lie. Also, why not just donate to the actual charity? I hate seeing MLMs do this whole charity. Not that I hate charity, okay? But I hate seeing them do the whole charity route where they have like specific things for the month or catalog season. I know with Scentsy when I was in, and I think still currently, every catalog season they have a different cause, whether it's a warmer or whatever, and a certain percentage goes to whatever charity, just like she's talking about here. But why not just donate to the charity instead of pushing your MLM product for people to pay an already overpriced amount so that they can then donate to the charity, right? Like, just donate to the charity. That's all we need. We don't need overpriced MLM products in return for a donation. Just take what you were going to spend on the overpriced product and instead give the full amount to the charity. That's all. Okay, let's get back into it. Rant over.
So the cool thing with this is that every week they're going to do some customer drawings. So 25 new customers every week are going to get a special gift. And one week it's going to be the green tea and lemongrass, insect repellent. I can't remember all the things. I didn't write them all down while I was watching the live. But it is like, Ava just hit the outside button. Okay. Oh my gosh, she's so precious. Thank goodness my mom's here with me while I'm recovering from surgery. Yeah, y'all. I just had surgery like 8 days ago. So every week there's a different drawing, and new customers get entered into that. When we hit the company goal, 50 consultants are going to be drawn, and I think you get an entry for every new customer that you have for that month. They'll draw 50 consultants to win a really cool product bundle. So that'll be super fun. And I believe it's a $48 value. Okay. So before I get into the talking about how to find new customers, there's a couple other things from the newsletter that I want you to make sure you pay attention to. So effective May 1st, we will not have the ability to move orders to parties anymore. Some of you maybe have never done it before. I do it a lot. And customer service will no longer be able to help us with that either. So, really focus in April. If you're not already in the habit of giving, your customers and your host a party order, get in the habit of doing that. So I know for me, I'll get some months I'll just get, I call them random orders, but they're not really random. They are customer reorders, or maybe someone goes to the Pink Zebra Home website and needs a consultant, and I'm in their area and they choose to shop with me. Like, I get those types of orders and I'll go, hey, I've got enough to make it a $500 party. And I love submitting $500 parties because I want to support our heroes focus. So I'll just open a party and move those orders to it. So we're just not going to be able to do that anymore. And
again, just donate to the fucking charity.
So how I'm thinking about it is I'm always going to have a party open in my name. I'm going to already have it open. I'm going to make sure that I'm sharing that link in my customer group. So maybe it's doing a post with that link and, pinning it at the top, just getting my customers that, I'll be honest, most of my customers message me when they want to order, but there are still some that go take it upon themselves to order through my website. So making sure that those customers know, like, hey, this is the party link that I should use. And I'm thinking of a few just off the top of my head right now that that I need to make sure that they start using a party link, or I just won't, be able to use, I won't be able to move that order, and I won't be able to help like apply it to get host rewards.
Oh, truth comes out.
There it is. That's why you really want them to be ordering from the party, because when you're in an MLM that has a party model and you are able to get those like host rewards, what I did when I was in the MLM, I was trained to do it this way. You take those rewards and get things for yourself. And then you get, like, for example, when I was in Scentsy, I would get like I'd take the monetary value of the rewards I earned and just get like a shit ton of scent circles, because I was always handing them out with tips.
You what?
I know, it's so bad. It's so bad. But like, I would have them everywhere. So that's a lot of what these individuals do when they're having people order directly from a party link. They're doing that so that they can get the host rewards and get all of the things that they utilize for samples and handing out and all of those things. So that's why they're really stressing the importance, in my opinion, of making sure an order goes with a party.
So yeah, so just wanted to call that out for y'all. Also, I have like a little, what am I calling it? So I have like a QR code, and it takes you to like a little, page that has a bunch of other links. Y'all may have heard of like Linktree or Milkshake, or, trying to think if there are any other ones. They're basically pages where you can list multiple links. So like if you have a party link that you want people to be able to shop from, if you want to link just your regular website, if you want to link, where to find you on TikTok, like if you want to link all these things, you can do all that on those like Linktree type websites. Well, I do mine through Jotform. Oh, my mom's talking to someone outside. Okay. Oh my gosh. I know who's talking. She's talking to my neighbor.
We do not care.
Okay, anyway, sorry, y'all. So, I might, at the top of my little Jotform site, I might say new customers shop here. And that would be my current party link that I want to collect orders in. So hopefully that all makes sense. Also, you're definitely going to want to, like, you should be looking at the newsletter email. We get 2 newsletters a month, the 1st and the 15th. And when those fall on holidays, then like if the 1st is on a Saturday, they'll do the newsletter the Friday before. So that's why they went live in Consultant Corner today. But like, you should always be reading that. There's good information in there. That's where like what's Club Pink for next month, what's Paisley's pick for next month, all that information. Plus,
I needed to pause for a second because she just keeps saying and it's driving me up a wall. I hate that.
Meanwhile,
like I say a lot, but I cut them all out. Not nearly this much. It's rough. It's rough.
Any sort of like company news updates. We have a comp plan update, and it does not affect most of the people in this group, but it does affect executive managers and above.
Most of you are too low in the pyramid to even have this affect you.
Red alert! Red alert!
That's a red flag.
And it's not a bad idea for y'all to just be aware of it, because you may be someone who wants to move up in the company at some point and get to that executive manager level. So you should know what's required of you. And so very, very brief, just snippet, because I'm not going to go into all of it, but as an executive manager, my monthly sales volume requirement has been 460. It's been 460. As long as it's been 460, it's been 460 for me. A couple years ago, they changed the amount for directors and above. They felt like, hey, if you're a director and above, you should be selling more. you should be selling more to earn your, what do you call it? Your commission off of your teams. You should be. And at the director and above level, it's not crazy to think that you're on average selling over $1,000 a month anyways. You're probably working towards pink sapphire. Yeah, Brittany, I will get you in there. So the minimum sales volume requirement for executive managers, like I said, has always been 460, and effective July 1st, it's going to go to 800, which I'm excited to share that I sell more than that most months anyways.
Wowza. That's a big jump. I didn't know that happened in Pink Zebra, and this is from 2023. So that has already taken effect. Could you imagine? Like, you have to almost double your sales in order to make money off of your team, which again, I don't agree obviously with the MLM business model. I don't think you should be making money off of your team like that. But for somebody who's at the top and using this as some form of income, serious income, where they're like paying a bill or two or all of them with this income, that is a big jump. So hopefully they were already there. Otherwise, they probably lost their rank and got a pay cut or left the company. Who knows?
Can't think of a single month recently where I've been less than that. So that's good. But what it just means is that, I'm going to have to pay better attention, plan ahead. There might be months where I don't have a lot of parties planned, but maybe I have some vendor events. Maybe I need to incorporate some live selling. Maybe I need to shake some things up a little bit, or the first half of the month didn't go how I thought it was going to go. I need to use the last half of the month. So basically, yeah, it's just requiring a little bit more of executive managers, which I'll just say it because like this is my group and I can say what I want. I support it. I don't really like the concept of leaders at any level. Just putting in $460 in orders the last day of the month to get a commission check. That's like never how I've been, and that's not how I want to be. So yeah. So now y'all know what's in my heart. I believe that that I should work to earn my team commission, and if the company is requiring me to sell at least $800 every month, then I will do it.
I like that she has that mindset, so I'll give her that for sure. But I do still think there are people within Pink Zebra that are likely just buying the majority of their product so that they can get that paycheck from their team and their downline.
Okay, so check that out in, I don't think that they haven't updated the actual comp plan yet with that information, but it will be updated on May 1st. There's also news on Club Pink, the Paisley's pick. I know the Paisley's pick for April's called Sunny Citrus. I cannot remember off the top of my head what the Club Pink carton is, but I think it's something yummy. It's something delicious. Also new, they're calling it the duo and the trio. And so with the Paisley's pick, you can always get it was a jar of sprinkles. I think they've switched to the bag now. I think based on the pictures I saw. So now they've got bag of sprinkles, diffuser oil, and that's the duo. The trio adds on a 4-pack of the pre-soaked Go cards. So that's pretty cool. So giving people different options. Like if you really love that scent, here's a couple different ways you can get it. Yeah, definitely check out the newsletter. The other thing that I'm going to do, and the reality is that there right now are 133 people in this group, but there are more than that. If I pull up our team roster, we're at 257. So there's a lot of people on our team that are not in the group, but there are probably some people in the group who are no longer active with Pink Zebra. And so I'm going to do a group cleanup at some point in April. It is not top priority for me, but I just wanted to share it because, yeah, if you're in this group and if I pull you up in ZebraNet under my reporting, and you're inactive, like that we have this tree report, and you're either red or green. If you're green, you're active. If you're red, you're not. If you are red, I'll probably reach out to you and see like, hey, did you know you're not active with Pink Zebra anymore? You know, here's how you can resign if you're just not interested. But also I'm just gonna remove you from our group. And
Yikes.
if you want to come back in the future, you're welcome to. I'm not just trying to like get rid of people because I don't want them in here, but I want the group clean and as fresh as possible. I want the people who are in here to be people who actually want to be in here. Okay, so there's that. All right, now let's move on to the training topic. And we're gonna
15 minutes in and we're just getting to the training topic, probably because at least 5 minutes was filled with
we're gonna focus in April. Well, we're gonna focus on this forever and ever and ever, but the training right now, specifically for April to help you with the company goal, is how to find new customers. And that's such like, I mean, I don't think there's any like there's nothing I can say, no perfect words that I can say that's going to like necessarily make somebody be my customer. But there are definitely situations we can put ourselves in and things that we can do to get us in front of more people, which in turn should help us find new customers. And so the first is parties. I don't know why can't I talk, y'all?
Maybe because you're recovering from a surgery and you shouldn't be having to provide a team training during that time. But here we are.
I don't know how everyone feels about parties, but I just had, in this month is still March, right? In March 4th, I had a home party. It was my host plus 4 other people. The host did personally buy a lot of sprinkles. Not gonna lie. But even with that said, it was a really good party, over $500. So we're giving a day of daycare to a single mom. The host and her mom both signed up with the 3-month Scent Flirt deal. Yeah, so got a lot of, I got like new customers, and it was a lot of fun. So like parties are still a thing. And I know many of us have just been like rocking online parties, and that's cool too. I love a good online party because I don't have to go anywhere. But it really was nice to do a home party. She reached out to me, either like end of January or early February to schedule it. And so I had that to look forward to, and I knew it would be good, but it was like more fun than I had remembered parties being. So, if you like parties and you don't have any on your calendar, like right now is a really good time to reach out to some past hosts, reach out to some of your best customers, and share the company focus with them. I'm big on like not sharing like my goal or my agenda to get people to do business with me. It's like, don't shop with me because it's my goal I'm trying to hit. Like right now, I'm a little less than 6,000 away from hitting Pink Sapphire, and you won't see me posting on like my personal page saying, "Oh, I'm so close to Pink Sapphire, buy from me." But what I might do is say, we're supporting Autism Speaks in April, and I'm looking for a few hosts to help us with our company focus of supporting this awesome organization. That's a completely different way of rephrasing it. Obviously, if people book with me, then I should sell some stuff. And yeah, I'm going to make some money and it's going to help me with my goal. But I'm not leading with like what my goal is. Because my goal is like not the important thing to the people that I'm, what is the word? The people that I'm speaking to, I guess. I know when you post on social media, you don't know who you're speaking to because you don't know who actually reads it. But I did post something the other day in the group that like, it should be less about like, look what I need, help me. And it should be more about like, how can I help you? And one way we can help people is by helping them, have great smelling homes, helping them.
That's a great point that she brought up, because so often we see MLM consultants, distributors, representatives, whatever they're calling themselves, going on their social media or sending out emails or however they're communicating with people, asking them to help them. Like,
I'm trying to earn this incentive trip, or I'm trying to pay for this. I'm trying to help me by doing this.
Nobody gives a fuck that shit gets old real quick, especially with an MLM. There are people few and far between that want to help other people through an MLM. So I definitely give her props for that, for knowing like, hey, this isn't about me, because no sales transaction is about the person selling. It's always about the customer. It's always about the person who's consuming whatever it is the other person is putting out. But most MLM representatives don't know that because they aren't trained in that way. They are inexperienced in sales. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Have, like we can help them with insects because it's spring now, right? We've got an insect repellent. We can help people with gifts. We have a PZTV happening on Tuesday, and the focus will be on gifts for mom. So that's really fun. So let's just focus on how we can help others. Sorry. Jason texted me and it threw me off. So the deal with soaks. So I'm probably not going to explain this super well, but the deal with soaks is that Pink Zebra introduced soaks and realized based on the formulation that there were going to be some scents that could never be soaks. So they took a step back and said, well, what if we were just making a diffuser oil, or what if we're making a room spray? Oh, that scent that couldn't be a soaks can now be a room spray. Oh, that scent that couldn't be a soaks could now be a bug spray. Or, oh, that scent that couldn't be a soaks could now be a dish soap. And so with creating soaks, they limited the scents that we have that could actually be soaks. There are just some scents that, based on their formulation, will never be able to be a soak scent, but they might be able to show up in some other version. And so Pink Zebra wanted to, I'm assuming, I don't think they've told us like, hey, all these things are coming, but we've been seeing it coming. Like in Scent Flirt, getting a hand soap, or getting a sugar scrub, or getting a body butter, or getting a dish soap, or did I already say dish soap? No, I think I might have said hand soap.
Look, why don't you just get to the point?
What is happening? Where are we going? Do we have a destination? What are we doing? This is another great example of an individual that's not trained to do trainings. We don't know what we're doing here.
So like getting all these, like getting room sprays. There may be a room spray in the Scent Flirt. So like it's going to expand our product line to not just force ourselves to have soaks, because there are scents that will never be able to be a soaks, but they can be those other things. So the soaks, as they phase out, you'll see more things. Like if you go on the website now, I believe the diffuser oils were made available for everyone. They were going to just be a Scent Flirt exclusive at first, but soaks sold out faster than I think they anticipated. And so the diffuser oils work in your reeds, work in your ultrasonic aroma diffuser, work in your wall hugs. And I think that is probably the bulk of how people are using them. Obviously, I know like I use mine a lot as a room spray, so I will not be able to do that with my diffuser oils, but I have plenty of soaks right now that I can still do that with. But when I run out, I will transition to room sprays, assuming that is what's available. Oh my God, the soaps did have such a leaking problem. Like I can't tell you how many times like I've opened a package and like the soaks box is just like it's sticky and greasy, and then I have to put a travel ticket in. It's just like it's a pain in the butt. I haven't got my hands on a diffuser oil yet, so that's what I'll need to order next, so I can just see how it comes. So ultimately the plan, I think, is to expand our product line, offer more categories of fragrance. Even the Scent Flirt box that I got says Scent Flirt, says something about a subscription for home and body. And so that's just telling me like there's a lot of things coming. And I'll be honest, I don't know enough about the diffuser oils. I would think they're pet safe in the sense that you can use them just like you've used soaks in a diffuser, but I don't know that you can pour a diffuser oil on a smelly pet.
Yeah, please don't do that ever. Please don't. So many people overutilize oils and it can get dangerous very quickly. So do not put oils on a pet. Please, for the love of everything, don't do that to your poor little pet. They can't talk to you. They can't tell you that they hate that. They don't feel good. It hurts their skin. So just don't fucking do it.
I don't know that they're going to be like necessarily skin safe. I'm not saying they're not. I just don't know. So soaks was like kind of like an all-in-one, but in doing that, Pink Zebra just limited themselves on which scents could fit into that category. You know, pretty much everything can be a sprinkle, not everything can be a soak. And so now we'll just have, you know, we'll have diffuser oils, and then we might have room sprays that those are scents that are not diffuser oils. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so back to parties. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you have no parties on your calendar, going to raise my hand. No point in sugarcoating it. I don't have any parties. I didn't book any parties at my last party. I don't have any parties. And so what I would probably do, and what I think I'm going to do, is I'm going to book my own. I think either later today or tomorrow, maybe tomorrow because I'm feeling exhausted already. I'm going to go live in my customer group and I'm going to let them know about the company focus. I think everybody probably knows someone who has someone in their life with autism. So it's a very, very like awesome, but also easy cause to support. And so, you know, I might have people who want to host just so that, you know, they can help support the company goal. So yeah, I'll book my own and then I'll talk with my customers about booking. I'm probably, because I can't drive for like another week, and I can't lift anything. That's the other thing of the surgery. I'm not supposed to lift anything like over 10 to 15 pounds. And so I probably won't be doing any in-person parties for like the next 5 weeks. So
again, another great example of an individual who doesn't know how to run a meeting. You should at least have bullet points of what you're going to talk about. This probably could have been an email for these poor individuals. I'm sorry if you were a Pink Zebra consultant on this training, trying to figure out why you were even there, because I still don't understand.
I'll be doing online parties. It's debatable right now if I'm going to do any vendor events. And that's actually the next thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about. Vendor events have always been a great way to find customers. And because we're looking for new customers who place orders with us, even better if you do a vendor event and you don't have a ton of inventory. I am not a big, like, I say this as someone who has done the Southern Christmas show and taken thousands of dollars of inventory to an event, but that's not how I like to run my business. I don't like to have a lot of things. That's why I've kind of shied away from like the live selling. We'll talk about that in a minute. I have enough Pink Zebra right now. And thankfully a lot of it I got for free or half price, but like, it's a little overwhelming to have like that much stuff. So I say with vendor events, if you can have some cartons and some blending bags, great. If you don't have that, take your kit, but like take what would come in like the standard kit, a representation of our products, set up a really nice display, have a good way to collect information for people, get them on your email list. But also don't be afraid to sell, especially if you are like, if you're in Club Pink or if you get Scent Flirt. Those are two things that you could have there at the event to show that like, oh, if you've got the carton of Sunny Citrus, that's our Paisley's pick for April, and someone smells it and loves it, well, you can put an order in for them right then and there at your event.
All right, so here's the thing. I obviously don't love when MLM consultants buy all the product to bring to the vendor events. I personally don't think they should even be allowed at vendor events, because those should be more for the smaller businesses, the mom and pops, the actual creative business people who are making things, are creating things for people like candles, body scrubs, anything. Right? But unfortunately, they are allowed at vendor events. And what I will say about going to a vendor event when you're going to shop, you're not going to have much success if you don't have anything for somebody to have instant gratification. We live in a world where so much is available to us instantly. Instacart, Grubhub, Amazon same-day delivery. All of these things that we can get immediately. We don't have to wait 5 to 7 business days for our orders to arrive anymore. So when you're talking about going to a shopping event, an event where people are literally going to shop, that's their purpose for going. They're not going to find a new vendor to order from. You're not going to have much success if you don't have product on hand. Now, am I saying as a Pink Zebra consultant, you should have an overabundance of product on hand? Again, no, I don't think that Pink Zebra consultants should even be at vendor events, but we're talking about a vendor event. She's telling her team that they can go with just their kit and insinuating that they're going to have success and people are going to order from them, when that's not the case. In most cases, allegedly, in my opinion.
Same thing with scent flirt. If you take what came in your scent flirt package, like, that's a really good way to sell it. And that is basically Club Pink and Scent Flirt. The reason I am in it is because I use it to my advantage. I use it as sales tools. With Club Pink, my goal, and I haven't been good at this lately, but we've talked about this, y'all. The last half of 2022 was kind of crazy for me. Actually, most of 2022 was kind of crazy for me. February, actually for like a solid year, it felt like I was doing multiple jobs, but
okay, we get it.
From February of last year till like mid-August, I was wearing a couple hats in my job, and then I got a new job in December, and I've been trying to figure all that out. And just finally in February, so like a month and a half ago, they replaced me in my old job. So now I can finally just like focus on one job. But while all that was happening, I was kind of just, I don't know, like my head wasn't really in it. It just wasn't. I was doing what I needed to do to just take care of me. We definitely talked about that. I had to shift my priorities. I had to make me my biggest priority, make sure I was taking care of myself. So now I'm like really, really stinking excited about Pink Zebra. And I'm like, while I'm resting and recuperating, while I'm taking it easy, like, what are some things that I can be doing, especially in support of our April goal? But anyways, with vendor events, great way to meet new people. So if you can have like an iPad or even a laptop and connect to Wi-Fi there.
Raise your hand if you go to a vendor event, and avoid any and all MLM booths at all costs. Me, I do. Because I don't want to feel trapped into giving you my information. And I am somebody who cannot say no. I am somebody who, when I was younger and used to go to the mall when they had the kiosks in the middle of the hallways asking you if they can try their flat iron or lotion on you, I would pretend like I was on the phone and ignore them, because I can't say no. So even trying to prove a point that going to a vendor event to get people's information is likely not going to work out that well, because in my experience, a lot of people are like me and do not want to give out their information to somebody who is telling me that I can go online and order their candle wax. No, I don't want you to have my information. I don't want to text from you. I don't want to call from you. And even if you do either of those things, the likelihood of you getting a response is slim to none.
Then you can put orders in on the spot. Oh my gosh, my mom is scaring my dog. Sorry. She just, without even seeing, hey, get off the couch with that bow, baby. Oh my gosh, you guys, she's so cute. Let's see if I can show. Look at her. Look at that sweet baby. Yeah, so live selling. That's the next way. And y'all, I have been very, very hesitant to hop on TikTok, and now who knows, TikTok might be going away. That's another conversation for another day. But like, I think if I could get in a rhythm and a groove, I think I could do pretty spectacularly on TikTok, just like any of us can. And there are people in this company that are selling like so much pink zebra. And what stopped me from like really getting into TikTok is that I was like, I have a full-time job. I have a husband. I have 2 dogs. I want to have a life. I don't want to go live on TikTok for multiple hours a day. That's just not appealing to me. And so I said, well, yeah, no, I'm not interested in what other people are doing because I'm not willing to put the time in. I'm still not willing to put the time in, but I think I am going to dip my toe into TikTok while it's here and while I can. And yeah, it's, you know, I don't know that going live is really out of my comfort zone anymore. It used to be, it's not anymore, but, it's still a little weird. Just even, I mean, I'm here live with y'all, but like turning TikTok on my phone and just hitting that live button and you don't know who's going to hop on. Like there's no control in who's going to hop on. And so like, it's a little bit of a crapshoot, but if people connect with you and they like you and they feel like they can trust you, then, you know, it opens the door for sales possibilities. So if I go into it, I'm going into it with 0 expectations. I don't want to get my hopes up because I just don't think there's any use in that. But I mean, the top seller in the company right now, I think is sold over $100,000 and it's only March. And I think that was probably as of the end of February. So she's sold more since then. So like people are finding like a community on TikTok. People are finding success on TikTok, but people are finding success other ways too.
Anyone else feel like we're just talking in circles? There hasn't been much aside from go to vendor events and get on TikTok, and it's almost done. I guess we'll find out what else she's gonna tell these people to do.
And so let's move on to the next tip for finding customers. So referrals. So this is probably one of my favorite things. Like the highest compliment that you can pay me is referring me to someone else. And so anytime like I have a customer message me like, hey, I showed my friend, you know, XYZ and they're interested in, you know, talking to you about pink zebra. They might want to get some samples. They say they want to, you know, order blah, blah, blah. Like that's super exciting for me. And that's like not as scary as me going live on TikTok to hope that this entertaining clown finds some people, that want to be her customer. I'd rather Dolores, who's a real customer of mine that I've known for like 14 years now. Like I'd rather Dolores message me and say, hey, my friend, you know, I can't think of a name, but my friend Susie, you know, saw my sprinkles and is interested in talking to you, wants to try pink zebra. Like that's more exciting to me. And so I'm thinking about now, like, well, what should I do? I've never had a good referral program. I've been doing this for how long now? 10 years. And I've never had a good referral program, but like, why not now, considering we have this really big focus for April for new customers, why not come up with something now? And so, what I'm actually thinking about doing in April, and we'll see how it goes. And if I feel like it goes well, then maybe I'll continue it. But like, what if, I, you know, give like, if you bring me a customer who places an order with me, you'll go into a drawing. It's kind of going to be a spin on the mystery host party, but like you'll go into a drawing and, you know, one lucky customer, who gave me a referral is going to get X percentage of, like in free product. So I may just do it as like the host rewards, or I may say like, oh, you know, I got,
spit it out already. I'm busy.
I'm just going to go big. I got $1,000 in sales volume from referrals this month. So I'm going to give, you know, $50 in product credit to one lucky person. So I'm still working out the exact details, but I'm thinking something like that. I think
I used to do stuff like this all the time in Scentsy, and I got so wrapped up in getting more people to order from me that I can then hound to join my team that I didn't realize that the giveaways that I was doing were actually hurting me and I was losing money. But I bet she's not going to mention that because, you know, people in MLMs likely have no idea what the fuck they were doing. And I was one of those people. So I can say that. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I thought that was going to make my business blow up somehow. It was going to make me bigger. I was going to get to the top. It never did that. Obviously, we're here.
I think I'd like to give those customers some sort of thank you. Like everyone who refers someone who shops with me will get, you know, a thank you gift after that first order. But then I'm thinking like what's something bigger I can do, especially for April, that will really encourage people to send referrals my way. So yeah, I'm still working out the details on that. Maybe I'll be a little more clear-headed tomorrow. Yeah, Kim, I'll invite you to Consultant Corner too. And then after I talk about this last thing, we'll talk about Consultant Corner because everything has a time and a place. And I'm just going to be honest, Consultant Corner is not my favorite thing. And my goal is to wrap this up in 9 minutes or less so we can be out under the 45-minute mark. So the next thing is networking. So you kind of do that at vendor events. But I also think about like while we're out and about, for example, like you're grocery shopping. I don't know, grocery shopping. And I'm trying to think of like, I like situations where people talk to me first. So like, let's say I washed my hands with, I have Farmhouse Cider foaming hand soap that I got during the was it Christmas or Black Friday bundle? Some of y'all will remember that we had like these 4 different bundles. Yeah, I ordered the Farmhouse Cider set for me. So I've got the dish soap, the sprinkles that soaks, the foaming hand wash, and the lotion. So I have all of that. So like I wash my hands and then I go to the grocery store and someone smells me, which feels weird. But like, let's just say that happens. Or let's say that I spray some soaks as a body spray and someone's like, oh my gosh, what is that you're wearing? What's that body spray? Or what's that perfume? And you go, oh my gosh, it's Pink Zebra. Have you tried Pink Zebra before? Yeah.
Could you imagine living a life where you go to the bathroom to wash your hands at your house and your thought is like, I have to remember what soap I used so that if and when somebody at the grocery store asks me what the smell is, I can tell them. I don't even know what soap is in my bathroom right now. I just know it's there and I have to wash my hands and it works. I don't know what it is. Like I've said so many times, when you're in an MLM, anything and everything in your life revolves around said MLM. It's so bizarre to me.
We're a home fragrance and home decor company, and this is one of our one of our fragrance oils that I'm wearing. And then that just opens the door for conversation. So that's kind of how I think of like networking, like out and about talking to people. I know that there are people, and this has never been me, that will like stock the candle aisle at the grocery store or Walmart and just basically like, here's a sample. This is better than what you're looking at.
People do that. And also I was instructed to leave Scentsy samples on the shelves at Walmart and Target. And then I found out that you could get in trouble for doing that. So I stopped. Sorry.
I was my worst self.
God, that's so cringy. I can't believe I just admitted that. But, I'm out here in the streets talking about these people. I gotta tell you what I did too. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit.
That is not my comfort zone. But I can chat with anybody, anywhere, anytime, any place. I'm good at making friends. And eventually, in the conversation, people ask what you do. And I could say, oh, well, my day job is blah, blah, blah. But I also am a consultant with Pink Zebra Home, and I help people have cozy, fabulous smelling houses. And that's exciting too.
Are you being serious right now?
That's exciting too was for me to say to you, not me to say to them. I'm just thinking, oh, it is exciting to have people have cozy smelling homes. So that's one way to network. You can also network online. There are so many different groups, especially on Facebook, for like all sorts of different interests. You like pugs, there's pug groups. Vicky's got a German Shepherd, right? Vicky, you still have a German Shepherd. I feel so out of the loop. But she likes German Shepherds. There's a German Shepherd group. You like diamond painting. There's a diamond painting group. You, I don't know. You like pit bulls? There's a pit bull group. You love the show Friends? There's a Friends group. So there's all sorts of groups. There's neighborhood groups and there's location-based groups. And you can make new friends there. A lot of times people in these groups are like doing like buy sell kind of thing. Like, oh, like in our neighborhood group, I've seen people post things like, hey, I've got these napkin rings or whatever. They're available for porch pickup, first to come get them kind of thing. But sometimes people are selling things, or sometimes people are looking for things, looking for recommendations.
No, don't do that. Don't join Facebook groups to shill your MLM shit. If you join a Facebook group, it should be because you have an interest in whatever the group is about, not because you're pretending to have an interest in what the group is about so that you can then sell your MLM products and then try to recruit the people who bought your MLM bullshit products. Don't do that. That's primarily what Facebook groups are these days. They're so full of people like this waiting to pounce on you in the DMs because you post one little thing, and it escalates so quickly. And I don't know how or why we got to this point, but we're here and it needs to stop.
And that's a way to meet people as well. In my neighborhood, they have a bunko group, and I did that for a little while, and I got to meet some people. So anyways, so that's another way. So we talked about parties, vendor events, live selling, referrals, and networking. So what's that? 5 different ways. So really, any way that you can open your mouth and share virtually or in person is an opportunity for you to make a new customer. I think just focus on sharing, focus on your love of pink zebra. I'm not a hard seller. That's just not my style at all. So I'm not pushy. I just like to share, and it's worked really well for me in the past. And so I'm kind of excited about just refocusing on just customers in general, but with the goal to find some new customers so that I can support the company goal. Okay, now consultant corner. So I don't have the notifications turned on in there. I don't use that group ever. And it's not to say that you can't, but there's like 15,000 people in there, and home office can only do so much in terms of like moderating it. So I just say, like, I don't instinctively add people in there. You really do have to ask me if you want to be in there. Like if I sponsored you, I don't just put you in consultant corner. So if you want to be in there, we can get you in there. But I would just say, use this group first. If you have questions, ask them here first, because I can't guarantee out in consultant corner that you're going to get the right answer. I can't even guarantee that you're going to get a friendly answer.
I'm sorry, what?
So
we have our nice little bubble.
That's really pathetic, in my opinion. You're talking about the corporate run Facebook group, and you're getting rude responses and nobody's doing anything about it.
This little group is our nice little bubble. And no one is mean in here. Because if they're mean, I just kick them out. But we just don't have, we never have that problem. No one in here is mean. Everyone in here is helpful. And I've never seen an instance where somebody didn't give somebody the right answer. So use this group primarily as where you come for questions. That's all I ask. But there are tons of ideas and things in consultant corner. So there is a place for it. There are benefits to it. Plus, I think every Tuesday they go live in there for a Tuesday update. And that's usually like more like operational, like letting you know like how they're doing on trouble tickets, how they're doing on orders. They like to be very transparent on that. You can see on the website now, if you go on like the estimated shipping date, it's usually faster than that date. That's been my experience. But worst case scenario, like the other day I placed an order for a customer. And I just happened to look at the website to see like, and it said, oh, it'll ship by Monday. Well, it shipped like the next day. Actually, it shipped the same day I ordered it. But like, that's not always the norm. But like worst case scenario, what I ordered the other day was going to ship by Monday. So it's good to know that kind of stuff. So home office keeps us updated on all those operational things. They let us know like with starter kits, how fast those are shipping. If there's any holdup with anything for any reason, they tell us all that on the Tuesday updates. I don't watch those as often as I used to. Maybe I'll start again. But then the 1st and the 15th, they go live in there and they do that newsletter update as well. And that's super helpful. And there's, like I said, so many good ideas that are shared in there. You can learn a lot of things. People share graphics in there too. So yeah, so a time and a place. But I don't recommend using it as your main like go-to when you need information. If you have a question and we don't know the answer, I will find out the answer. Maybe I'll go do the consultant corner deep dive research, and I'll tell you what people in there are doing. But I will filter out all the bad answers, and then if anybody's mean, I won't tell you about that either. But anyway, that's all I got. So please, between now and Sunday, evening, April 2nd. List what you think our team goal should be in terms of how much of that $30,000 that we want to contribute to support Autism Speaks and Autism Canada. So like my gut was somewhere between 500 and 1,000, but you guys tell me what you think our goal should be, and then I'll let you know where we land.
She's getting rid of all the meanies. You're mean. Anyway, that was a lot of nothing. If you made it to the end, thanks for watching. We're gonna get to TikTok hates ya bullshit in just one moment, but first I wanted to remind you, if you are liking my content, to go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever you want to do. But it was brought to my attention recently that people are being unsubscribed again because YouTube is playing games.
Rude.
So let's win this game and make sure you're subscribed. Thanks. Also, I often hop on Instagram stories to give any channel updates or anything like that. I also just go on there to talk about life for no reason sometimes. So if you're not following me over there and you want to be up to date on everything that I'm uploading, or if there's a delay in a video or what have you, go over to the Instagram link that is in the description below and make sure that you follow me so that you get those updates. And now that that's out of the way, it's time for TikTok hates your bullshit. This one's a little bit different. It's coming to us from an MLM consultant, but I thought it was pretty interesting to hear somebody in her position say what she says in this TikTok.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be very, very real and honest with you, and please listen to me, okay? Because it's important to me that people who are thinking of getting into this know the reality of it. I'm a gimmick, okay? I came into this 2 months ago with a built-in community of hundreds of people who I knew would be happy to do this with me and buy this with me. Do not go off me and start doing this. You have to work at it. You have to put the time in. You have to build a community. You're going to have your first month of sales be $200, if that. Don't buy too much inventory. Start slow. Don't base it off me, okay? I am a gimmick. I did not have to work for anything. My sales were $5,000 the very first month out the gate because I didn't need to work for it, okay? And I'm very aware of that. I had a community that I knew would want to do this, and I do this with them. It's not as easy as it looks, and don't let an upline or anybody tell you that it is, okay? You have to work at it. And I don't like seeing people in this cloud of haze thinking that they're going to run into it and they're going to sell all their inventory out in one night and their uplines feed into that. That's not what it is, okay? You're going to have to work for it. Well, that's the side of MLMs that I'm not a fan of at all. There are some great uplines that are helping, their downlines, but the reality of it is if you only have 1,000 followers on your page, you're going to sit there a lot of nights in your live and make no money. You're going to have your cute little setup, your hair's going to be done, your makeup's going to be done, you're going to have your stacks out, you're going to be ready to go, and you're going to sit there and you're going to go open line up and hope that somebody buys for it. And it's going to be like that for a while until you build a community. Those big reps, they were little itty bitty reps at one time, having no sales, and then something about them caught on and they started being successful at it. But they put the time in. You lasted 2 months? I believe it. It's hard. And even harder if you have an upline that's literally just looking to build the team with numbers and gives no cares about you at all, and they don't help you at all.
I thought that was super interesting to include in a TikTok hates your bullshit. But anyway, as always, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.